Alrighty. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about weekly income, right? So I had a number of people that have reached out to me and asked, Davis, I'm about to reach my retirement age soon. What kind of option strategies can I use to get predictable weekly income? So the word predictable has been used quite a few times by a number of people that have reached out to me. So what I assume is that if you want this predictable weekly income, is that you want the amount each week regardless what the market does, right? So one thing to understand is this. So for most people getting into option strategies, when they start to trade spreads, they will start to trade something like the credit spread or maybe the iron condor. But these strategies, I would say, is not exactly predictable in that sense, right? Because although it's a high win rate strategy, let's say, for example, you choose a 70% or 80% win rate credit spread, it also means that 20 to 30% of the time, you will actually lose money, right? Probability already depicts that losses will come. And when losses come, it's not exactly predictable, right? Because you don't necessarily get to keep the premium which you had sold it for at the start. So what kind of strategies can you actually get predictable weekly income, whereby regardless wherever the market goes, you still get to keep that premium? Well, in that case, then there are two strategies that you will be looking at. So the first strategy would be the cash secured put. So the cash secured put basically is a short put where you have already told yourself that you're okay with being assigned on the underlying, right? 100 shares of the underlying. So this way, even though you get assigned, you still actually get to keep the premium because you actually don't mind getting the shares, right? So that's the very first strategy. Now, the second strategy is covered call. So covered call, first of all, you need to have at least 100 shares of the underlying. And then if you sell the covered call, this is where you get predictable income, right? Because regardless where the market goes, you're still going to get that income. So even though if the market goes down, you're still going to get a covered call income. If the market goes past your covered call, you're going to get out of the shares, but you're still going to get the income. So these two strategies are the main ones you want to look at if you're looking at predictable income where you get to keep the premium regardless what the market does. So one thing to understand is that if you were to trade these two strategies, two things you need to know. Number one, you have to be okay with getting assigned on the shares of the underlying. And the other one, you don't mind getting your shares called away, right, for the covered call. Now, next, let's talk about the actual selection of the DTE and the strike price. So straightforward, if you want a weekly income, then of course you want to choose one that's something around 1 week, right? Around 7 days. So as you can see, this one is 5 days. The next one is 12 days. So if you want something that is on the shorter term, this is one of these two you can select. Now, let's just say we go into the 5 DTE one. So let's open up this option chain for the 5 DTE, and I'll just remove the arrows here. So how do you decide which strike price do you choose? So let's focus on the cash secured put side first. So as you can see on your option chain, it should be on the right hand side for the puts. Now, let's take a look at what is the current price of the underlying. So as you can see right now, as of this recording, Google is around $167, which means to say the at the money option is somewhere around this strike price down here, which is 167.5, right? Close enough. So this is slightly in the money, whereby the strike price is above where the current price is. So anything that is at the money is around where the current market price is. Anything that's in the money is where the strike prices are above the current market for the put side. Anything that's out of the money is somewhere below where the current market price is. So this is out of the money, this is in the money, and this is at the money. So what you notice is that the premiums will always be the highest for in the money, right? As you can see down here. But the problem with in the money is that you're actually taking on some intrinsic value. So most of the time when we are talking about cash secured put, usually we are not going to be looking at the in the money strike price, right? Because it's already inside of the money. Usually we're looking at either out the money or at the money. So let's focus at the money first. So you notice that at the money, you can actually get quite a pretty nice premium, right? You can see it's about $290, $2.90 in premium, which is about $290 per option. So as you can see, it's pretty decent, right? So if you were to sell this every week, you can get $290 just into your account. So even if the market actually goes below this strike price at expiration, that means you're going to get assigned on the shares at $167.50, or it goes above the current strike price, you're still going to keep this premium down here. But this premium, it means that you also have a higher chance of getting assigned the shares, right? So how do you tell what's the chances? Well, just take a look at this probability of in the money, right? As you can see down here, for the strike price of 167.5, you have a 53% chance of getting assigned the shares. So it is about a coin flip chance for you to get assigned the shares. So if you really don't mind actually getting into the shares at around 167.5, then you can definitely sell it over here. Now, what if you say that, hey, 167.5 is not a price that you really want to get into? Then you might want to consider the out the money, right? So this is where you can see that as the further the strike prices go out of the money, the cheaper the premiums are, right? As you can see, you get lesser and lesser. So this is always a trade-off, right? Do you want to get more premiums with the higher chance of getting assigned, or do you want to get a lower chance of getting assigned, but then also at the same time getting lower premium? So that is why when you enter the cash secured put, what I suggest, it has to already be at a price which you are comfortable to be assigned the shares. So let's say, for example, you are not comfortable at 167.5. Let's just say that you think it's a little bit too expensive for your taste, but you actually don't mind getting assigned at 160. So there are two things that you can do. Number one, you can just sell the 160 at this point right now, right? And then you get $60, right? It's not that much, but hey, at least it's predictable. You know that you're definitely going to get this amount into your account. And the chances of you actually getting assigned is only 18.82% at expiration, right? So that means the next 5 days. So if the next 5 days, you have roughly about 20% chance that you're going to be assigned, 80% chance that you're not going to be assigned. And that means you can keep selling again to get that premium. Now, what if you don't mind to get assigned at $160, but you think that the premium of $60, right? Maybe the mid price is around 75 cents or so, right? Around there. If you think this premium is a little bit too little, then what you can actually do is to just wait for the market to actually calm down. So if the market does come down and it reaches to 160 at the current market price, that means instead of 167, maybe now the market has dropped to 160. This is where you'll see that the 160 now becomes at the money. So once it becomes at the money, your premium will look like this most likely, right around there. So this is where you can get into the price which you don't mind getting assigned, and you get a higher premium as well. Right? So that's what you can do if you want a higher premium. Now, of course, one thing you need to realize is that the market may not necessarily trade down to 160. If the market suddenly just continues to go up, then you won't be able to sell this. Now, what about for the covered call? So the covered call is pretty much the same. So now the covered call, you're looking at the left side of the option chain. So let me just scroll all the way down here. Let's open up more options so you can see more strike prices. So at this point of time, you also have two choices, right? This is where you don't mind having your shares called away. So let's say, for example, you happen to get assigned at 167.5, right? So maybe you sold at 167.5, you got a premium from the cash secured put already. Now you want to sell the covered call. So two things you can do. Number one, you could either just immediately sell the covered call at the same strike price. So when you're selling it, what this means is that you have no capital gains, right? Because you're assigned at 167.5. If your share's going to get called away at 167.5, based on the shares that you got assigned, you're not going to make anything. But you're going to receive the premium which you have already sold for this. So two things will happen at this point in time. If the market continues to go all the way up, so in this case, that means it goes higher past your strike price, then you're going to get called away, you're going to receive the premium. So again, predictable, right? Because this is the amount that you sold it for, and you don't mind getting your shares called away. Now, what if you expect that the market is going to keep going up and you do not want to get called away at 167.5? So in this case, same thing, you want to choose the out of the money options. So for example, let's say that you want to get out of the shares, or rather you don't mind getting out of the shares at around 172.5. So in this case, what you want to do instead is that you're not going to sell this one. Instead, you're going to sell this one down here. So you're going to receive $77 in premium, which is already in your account the moment you sell it. And at expiration, two things are going to happen. If the market doesn't go above 172.5, then you're still going to have the shares. and then you can keep selling the covered call again. Now, if the market goes above 172.5, then guess what? Not only do you have the premium, which you already received in your account when you sold this covered call, on top of that, you also have the capital gains. From 167.5, you sold it at 172.5. So you have a capital gains of $5 per share, which is total of $500 per 100 shares that you have. Now, what if you tell yourself same thing as well as the cash secured put? Let's say that 172.5 is what you're eyeing at, but you think that the premium is a little bit too little. So same thing, what you could do is that you could wait until the stock actually goes all the way to 172.5. Then you sell it as an at the money, which you should get this kind of premium. And then you get higher premium. At the same time, if your shares get called away, you also get the capital gains. Now, one other thing to understand regarding the cash secured put is that when you get assigned the shares, you need to have the funds to actually purchase the 100 shares, right? Each option controls 100 shares. So if you get assigned on one cash secured put, then you need to have the funds to be assigned on the strike price which you've selected. So if you chose the strike price of $160, that just means that you need $16,000 to get assigned. So if you think this is a little bit too pricey for you, maybe you don't have that big of an account, then what you want to do is go for a lower price stock. But naturally, of course, with lower price stocks, you have lower premium. So let's just use an example. Let's just say we use Palantir as an example. Now, please take note, this is not a recommendation for you to go into Palantir. You want to do your own due diligence, all right? So I'm just going to use Palantir as an example. So if we were to compare the 5 days DTE, right, days to expiration, you will see that the at the money, which is $27, the strike price, is only giving you about $60, but it's actually not so bad, right? Because Palantir, although it is lower price, you notice that you can actually get a better premium for the amount that you're going to put up when you get assigned the shares, right? For example, if you get assigned on 27 strike price, you have to put up $2,700. Right, per option contract. So you're going to receive $60 at the same time. But if we compare this to Google, so let me just very quickly bring up Google again over here. So remember, $60 in premium, $27 strike price. Now, for the same $60, you can see over here, which is this one, your strike price is actually $160, which means to say you have to put up $16,000 to get the same premium of $60. So if you're able to find such kind of stocks that is pretty low price, and at the same time, you know, the volatility is a bit high. So as you can see down here, the volatility down here is much higher than Google. That is why you're getting more premium. Then you'll be able to get more bang for your buck. But of course, that is not to say you want to only go for the stocks that has very, very high premiums, because it might be a very lousy stock, right? For example, GameStop, these are meme stocks. They have very high premium, but you never know, is it going to go up or is it going to go all the way down to zero? So again, stock selection is very important. So guys, so if you're talking about predictable weekly income, then the strategies you want to go for will be the cash secured put and the covered call. By the way, if you like this video, then you're absolutely going to love this next video which I have for you. So go ahead and watch that video right now. Also, if you haven't already gotten your free copy of the Options Income Blueprint, you can do so just by clicking this link down here on your screen and you'll be able to get it for free. Alright, I will see you in the next video.